I'm Tamara and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the ISTJ, which is one of the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. So the ISTJ is an introvert, which means that they need time to themselves to recuperate and rejuvenate. They are sensors, which is the S, which means that they pay attention to what their senses tell them. They notice what they see, what they hear, what they're observing, the facts. Those are all important to an ISTJ. They are thinkers, so they're going to be very objective about the decisions that they make. And they're Js, which means that they like structure, they like organization, they like closure. They don't like things to be up in the air. So this personality type is as far to the left as you can possibly get. They are a really great personality type to learn about. Do you know who one of the most famous ISTJ characters is? You guessed it. So Charlie Brown is an ISTJ. Now let's think about who Charlie Brown was. He was a central character. He stood out. A lot of times we don't even call it the Peanut Gang. We call it, oh, let me watch Charlie Brown. But when we see him by himself, he's very introspective. He has a lot of thoughts about things. He has a lot to share. He has a lot to give to the world. So if these other characters paid more attention to him, they would have really benefited from Charlie Brown, the ISTJ. In fact, I think it was Peppermint Patty that often said, "You're a good man, Charlie Brown." So she knew this was a person of great character, of great integrity. They are very logical and rational in their thought process. They can come across as quiet and reserved, at least that's how people usually see them, unless they're in a group of friends. Then they can seem a little bit more extroverted and have a lot to say. I personally have a couple of friends that are ISTJs and I really like them. They're pleasant to be around, they're easy to talk to, they're great conversationalists. Even though they're very loyal and dependable, they can also have a funny sense of humor. They can actually crack you up sometimes and surprise you with their humor. They are law abiders and rule followers, so you're not going to see them stepping outside of that boundary too much. They're going to follow what the protocol is. They like tradition. Now, if something doesn't make sense to them, they will put that off and not see the need to do it, and that might be a source of frustration to them when they're forced to do things that just absolutely don't make sense. Now, something that's really interesting about them, they are more introverted. Now, when an ISTJ is under stress, they can verbalize play by play what they're feeling or going through. If you're really close to them, they're going to have a myriad of complaint after complaint. That's how you know that they're really stressed out. And if they're not careful, they can almost go into kind of a hypochondriac kind of range. Not always, but they can, under extreme stress, I think they would be that type, because they're going to start to worry about everything and tell you every little detail about what is upsetting them. But that's only if you're really close to them. They really pick and choose and are selective about who they get close to and who their true friends are. They may prefer to work alone a lot of the times to get things done so they can focus and they can concentrate. This type can actually be very artistic and creative. So you would think, because they're so far left on every letter that you can possibly be, that they wouldn't show that quality. Kind of like Charlie Brown, sometimes they can go into kind of a doom and gloom mode of thinking that can be a little guess, kind of catastrophic in their thinking when they go into that zone, in a sense that they can be pretty tough on themselves, questioning themselves. I shouldn't have said this, I shouldn't have said that, what could I have done differently? These people are going to be your best workers because they take work very seriously. Let's talk about the ISTJ at work. Because this type is so dependable, they can be counted on to do whatever tasks that are given to them. People can hand them so much work to do until it's very overwhelming. There are people who may take advantage of their strong work ethic, so they have to be careful and mindful of that. They have a strong sense of duty, so it may be a challenge to say no. When it comes to reaching a goal, they can put a tremendous amount of energy into the work that a goal requires. They are great planners, so they can take any job, organize it, put it together, and complete it. They have a very good mind when it comes to how to get things done in the workplace. So what's really inside the mind of an ISTJ? Because they have a strong work ethic, it may be frustrating to them when working with people who start things they don't finish, don't do their best, do things in a sloppy way, and therefore create more issues on the job because they put off their responsibilities and don't care how it impacts others in the work environment. Working in a haphazard way is very frustrating to an ISTJ. They may feel annoyed inside, and they will try to avoid showing this side unless pushed to confrontation. Jokingly, an ISTJ forced to work in a chaotic work environment might think this. Of course, this is a silly exaggeration. An ISTJ, dutiful as they are, would only dream of carrying themselves in the most professional light possible. However, if you're in the mind of an ISTJ, forcing them to work in a super chaotic environment that isn't logical or doesn't make sense, that's chaotic, that wastes time and energy, it would be counterproductive for an ISTJ who has an exceptional ability to drive a workplace forward. ISTJs are great at efficiency. Taking a little extra time to do things in an orderly way will benefit the workplace in the long run, which the ISTJ is dedicated to doing in a positive way. When ISTJs are respected for their opinion and allowed to model their straightforward and candid way of completing a job, the workplace runs better, things go smoother, and there aren't as many bumps in the road. They believe in doing things in an orderly way in the first place. So follow the mind of an ISTJ. They are great people to listen to. There's one more person who I really strongly believe is an ISTJ. Let me give you a hint. That's right, you guessed it. It's Dak Prescott, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Isn't it so exciting that Dak Prescott is an ISTJ? He has such strong work ethic, so much confidence, and yet he was almost overlooked by the Dallas Cowboys. And he's so talented, so driven. So let's talk about why I think Dak Prescott is an ISTJ. They can really help your team or your organization go extremely far. The other thing that I appreciate about Dak Prescott is his team and how they listen to him, how they respect him, and that is another reason why I think the Dallas Cowboys did so well last season, is because they paid attention to what he had to say. They didn't dismiss it. They took everything that he was saying in. I think one of the cool things about him is that he keeps candy in his locker room, and so he gives it out to his team sometimes just to be nice. And I actually know an ISTJ who does that and has always done that. They may not necessarily say anything, but they quietly reward people at work for, hey, thanks for turning that in on time, or thanks for doing a great job. They want to motivate people and show that they appreciate them. I also think Dak Prescott is an ISTJ because ISTJs have a natural guardianship about them where they look out for people. He's very loyal. That's typical of an ISTJ. He has strong work ethic and strong performance drive when it comes to his job. In fact, he worked all off season, sharpening his skills, getting better, very serious, very focused on the job at hand, not taking it for granted at all, and wanting to do his very best. He's very mature, and especially for his age to be so young, he also has goals and dreams still that are outside of playing with the Dallas Cowboys. You would think that he feels like, hey, I got it made, this is where my focus is, but he's still thinking about what's important to him. He says that he's gonna go back and get his doctorate in psychology. I'm sure it feels really good to him to be valued and appreciated by his team, and he puts forth the effort to show them that he appreciates them as well. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please hit the subscribe and the thumbs up button, and stay tuned for more videos where I talk about other Myers-Briggs types and also other issues that people face every day that I'm going to try to help you out with. So enjoy your day. Bye.